As the legal procedures continue, a high-ranking official from the Trump Organization, the company that former President Trump formerly governed, drops a bombshell revelation, which is a shocking turn of events. The courtroom is reeling from the announcement that the corporation has decided to stop preparing financial accounts. A company's financial statements are its most important documents, since they reveal the company's financial health and transparency. This former executive's identity is still a closely guarded secret. The seriousness of the trial was evident. The stakes have never been greater than they are now, what with accusations of tax evasion and financial misbehavior circulating. While we continue with this video, we kindly ask that you please subscribe and then hit the bell icon to stay updated. Both financial analysts and legal professionals have expressed surprise at this sudden change. Are financial analysts and legal professionals surprised by this sudden change because important details regarding the organization's financial transactions are being concealed? The prosecution makes the same case, asserting that the financial statement's cessation is an intentional attempt to hide embarrassing information. Beyond the courtroom's glass, the defense presents an alternative storyline. Their position is that this was a calculated move to keep outside parties from gaining access to sensitive financial information belonging to the Trump Organization. The already convoluted legal disputes involving the Trump Organization have just become much more complicated as a result of this disclosure. It adds mystery and suspense to the proceedings, making the audience anxious. The world is waiting impatiently for the trial to heat up so that they can finally learn the truth about the mysterious financial dealings of this once mighty empire. Considering the organization's prominence and the heavy public scrutiny it has recently experienced, the failure to release current financial accounts has cast doubt on its transparency and responsibility. Based on their analysis, legal professionals believe that the decision to halt financial statements could significantly impact the lawsuit and how the court views the organization's financial operations. While the prosecution may try to portray this halt as evidence of a plot to hide financial irregularities, the defense could portray it as a standard business move to protect confidential financial data. There are ramifications for Donald Trump's commercial empire that transcend beyond the courtroom, and this trial has become a focal point in that investigation. His detractors see the trial as a chance to punish him for suspected financial misdeeds, while his defenders see it as an attempt to undermine him politically. The anxiety in the courtroom was palpable when the executive stood before the judge to address the withdrawal of financial statements. Given that this trial has the potential to set precedents for future trials involving prominent business executives, the judge, prosecutors, and defense attorneys are all treading unfamiliar legal ground. Possible far-reaching ramifications in the business world may result from the Trump Organization's decision to suspend the creation of financial statements. Lack of financial transparency may cause investors, stockholders, and business partners to worry about the organization's reputation and the quality of its connections with them. Everyone is watching the trial closely to see how the justice system handles the complicated investigation of a former president's corporate empire. The testimony on the financial statements' cessation has raised the stakes in the case, and everyone is waiting with bated breath to see how the court deals with this new information. On November 25, 2023, as ex-President Trump arrived at the South Carolina Palmetto Bowl football game, he received a resounding welcome from the crowd. The goal of Trump's attendance at the game was to garner more attention than his Republican opponent, Nikki Haley, who attended Clemson University. But there was a mixed reaction to his entrance. Some people cheered while others booed, and there was even talk of locking him up. A lot of people are worried about the social and political ramifications of publicly showing one's support or opposition because of this incident. The controversy over Trump's football game appearance has shown how complex and high-stakes politics are, and how they have the power to influence public opinion and drive wedges between people. This is not the first time that Trump has faced criticism and ridicule. A group of inebriated gamblers demanded his incarceration before a 2019 World Series game in Washington. The incident highlighted the wide-ranging effects of such public displays of support or opposition and brought attention to the deep political divisions and tensions in the country. A nationwide study conducted by Marquette Law School in 2023 found that Trump would easily win the Republican primary against Joe Biden if the 2024 presidential election took place today. A snippet from an article headlined, "Trump cheered at football stadium picks up a slew of new endorsements in South Carolina," was shared by the former president in reaction. On a brisk November day in Columbia, South Carolina, Trump, now a Republican contender for president, stepped out onto the field at halftime of an NCAA college football game between Clemson and the University of South Carolina. Amidst the thrilling ambiance of an NCAA college football match between the prestigious University of South Carolina and Clemson, the mysterious Republican candidate and former Commander-in-Chief Donald Trump stole the show. Nevertheless, the enigmatic Republican contender and previous Commander-in-Chief Donald Trump stole the show during an NCAA college football game between the prominent University of South Carolina and Clemson. An exciting atmosphere surrounded the game. During his dramatic appearance at halftime, the audience swept the former president up in a storm of alcohol, which was one of the dissonant components of this performance. However, there were also other elements that were otherwise successful. Trump, who is known for being an audacious opportunist, did not waste any time in attempting to alter the narrative of this disheartening turn of events. He used the internet community of Truth Social to present stories portraying the masses, expressing unwavering support, contrasting the initially provided narrative. In regard to this topic, do you have any thoughts? One of these pieces included a cleverly chosen phrase. It stated that Trump, who was wildly applauding at a football stadium, had picked up a surge of fresh endorsements in South Carolina. If you have any views or suggestions, please share them in the comments section below. The former president continued to uphold his authority despite the growing amount of skepticism that confronted him. Although Nikki Haley was the one who stole the show at the Palmetto Bowl in South Carolina, President Trump stole the show with yet another post in which he fervently declared that a hero's welcome was forthcoming. Another Trump supporter, Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene, attempted to alter the narrative by posting on the internet that Trump is winning and that the people love him. She did this in an effort to sway public opinion. The video that she shared was a video that caught applause for Mr. Trump, the leading candidate for the Republican nomination in 2024. Mr. Trump was present at the Palmetto Bowl on Saturday in South Carolina, which is an early voting state. The crowd may have inspired Mr. Trump. Dave Williams, the managing director of Deutsche Bank, has stated that it is difficult to estimate the amount of wealth that Donald Trump possesses. Raw Story reported that during the $250 million civil fraud trial initiated by New York Attorney General Letitia James against the former president, Williams faced questioning from Trump's legal team. He responded, "I don't think that is possible," when asked if he could make an educated assessment as to what Trump's true net worth is. In my view, the declared net worth of an individual is very contentious and open to interpretation. Williams's comment lends more credibility to James's assertion that Trump did not purposefully inflate the value of the Trump Organization to deceive its lenders. According to the testimony of the banker, the bank used a more careful approach when calculating the assets that Trump possessed. The banker, Williams, claims that the bank relies on its customers to provide trustworthy information. The following point that he made was that the auditing of these financial accounts is not actually the standard practice in the industry. There appears to be a difference of opinion regarding the valuation of assets, as far as I can tell. The prosecution alleges that Trump frequently misrepresented the prices of his properties to qualify for loans and tax incentives, which are the primary allegations in the civil trial. According to the allegations made by the prosecution, Trump fabricated his net worth by billions of dollars in order to trick lenders into providing him with more favorable terms. In her opening remarks, James referred to the alleged plan as the art of steal. This was the term that she used to characterize the technique. In addition to requesting damages in the amount of $250 million, her office is also requesting an injunction that would bar Trump from conducting business in the state of New York. Trump has repeatedly denied any misconduct that may have occurred, portraying the investigation as a politically driven witch hunt. The legal team representing Donald Trump believes that they prepared their clients' financial statements in an honest manner, and that real estate assessment is fundamentally subjective. The connection between Williams and Trump's accounts dates back to the late 1990s, when the bank first began providing Trump with financial assistance. He was instrumental in securing loans for Trump that amounted to hundreds of millions of dollars during the course of his presidency. As a result of a string of bankruptcies that occurred in the 2000s, other financial institutions grew reluctant to collaborate with Trump, and Deutsche Bank became his principal lender for over 20 years. In order to finance a number of projects, including Trump's golf resort in Florida, the German bank extended a loan of more than $2 billion to Trump. In accordance with the disclosures made in internal documents, Deutsche Bank considered Trump to be a client who posed a danger. Throughout the years, members of the staff had a number of issues regarding Trump's financial reports. Nevertheless, the officials at the bank paid little attention to them. Williams said in court that Deutsche Bank should take Trump's financial statements with a grain of salt due to the fact that Trump has a history of exaggerating his financial accounts. Despite this, he emphasized that there was no cause for the bank to have any doubts about the authenticity of Trump's statements. There was no denying that Trump enjoyed fabricating events. Quite frequently, he talked about the enormous amount of money he possessed. Many people have been caught off guard by Marjorie Taylor's latest work, titled Being a Complete Flop. The response to political writing has been spurred by this phenomenon, which has caused eyebrows to be raised. Since this is the case, let's delve deeper into the specifics, feelings, and implications of this book. First, let's have a brief history lesson about Marjorie Taylor. As a prominent political figure in the United States, Marjorie Taylor has been the subject of controversy due to her outspoken opinions and conspiracy theories. In addition to being the representative for Georgia's 14th Congressional District, Taylor has been a vocal supporter of the administration of former President Trump. The following paragraphs present an examination of Marjorie Taylor's most recent book and the reactions it has elicited. What is the synopsis of Marjorie Taylor's most recent book? The book primarily discusses Taylor's ascent to political prominence, her positions on important policy issues, and her time spent serving in Congress, as far as we can gauge. The purpose of the book is to provide an insider's perspective on Taylor's point of view in an effort to connect with her fan base. On the other hand, despite all of the enthusiasm that was around the book before its release, it has been difficult to sell and receive great reviews. Please feel free to share your thoughts and opinions in the comment section while we wait. In the event that you found this video to be informative, kindly click the like button. We are grateful that you have been watching Political Reaction until the next time we meet.